Hi everyone, welcome back to Ace with Ease. Today we're going to do part 2 of the grade 10 mathematics topic products. Okay, so we're going to be looking at how do we multiply a monomial and a binomial, and also how do we multiply a monomial and a trinomial. Okay, but before we can go into those, I want to just set out some reminders of how do we go about this whole multiplication process. Okay, so you might remember from previous grades that when you multiply same signs, you'll get positive, and when you multiply different signs, you'll get negative. What this means is that if you multiply a negative and a negative, you'll get a positive, and if you multiply a positive and a positive, you'll get a positive as well. Okay, similarly, when you multiply a negative and a positive, you'll get a negative. When you multiply a positive and negative, you'll still get a negative. Okay, so that is what you must bear in mind going into this whole product thing. Okay, so the other thing that you need to bear in mind is the fact that if you have got a term like this, 2x plus 3, okay, or let me just say minus 3, okay, you have 2x minus 3. So clearly we know the sign of negative 3, but then the sign of 2x is not given. Okay, so if it's like this, you'll just assume that the sign is gonna be positive. Is that okay? Yes, I hope so. Okay, so just assume it's positive. If they didn't give you any sign, just assume the sign is positive. Okay, so let's get right into it. Okay, so we're gonna first focus on the monomial versus the binomial. So our main aim is to multiply the monomial, which is the outer part, with all the parts of the with all the terms. Okay, so with this part and that part. Okay, so we'll first off look at the sign. Okay, so like we just said, now if there is no sign in front of a variable or a number, we just assume it's positive. So in front of the x there's no sign, so we'll just put positive because that's what it's supposed to be. Okay, so we're gonna say, okay, positive x times 2x is gonna be positive x squared, positive x times 5 is gonna be 5x. so this is gonna be our solution. So because this 2 we can add, 2x squared plus 5x can be added, it means this is gonna be our final solution. That means we're done. Okay, similarly, okay, in this one we've got negative 3 into 5y plus 2y. Okay, again the sign is negative, in this case it's given, but then for the 5 we don't have any sign, so if there's no sign you should always assume is positive. Okay, now let's start the multiplication. We'll say what, negative 3 times 5y is gonna be negative 15y, and then negative 3 times positive 2, negative, and a positive will give us a negative because there are two different signs, and 3 times 2 is 6, and we'll end up with negative 15y, negative 6 or minus 6. Okay, these two terms can be added because they are different. Okay, therefore this is going to be our final answer. Okay, and going into the third one, we've got negative 2 into negative 4x plus 5. So negative and negative, when you multiply them you will get positive. So 2 times 4x is going to be 8x, negative 2, and then times positive 5 is going to be negative 10. So we'll end up with that. Okay, so this is going to be our final answer because we can add those. Okay, now let's go to the monomial and the trinomial. The procedure is actually the same. Okay, it's just that with the trinomial you just have one extra term inside the brackets. Okay, but let's just go into it. Again, if there is no sign you just put a positive, if there's no sign you just put a positive. Okay, so that you don't miss. Okay, so you'll just say positive x times positive 2x is going to be positive 2x squared. Okay, you can just put it like this, but it's not necessary, it's just for your understanding. You don't have to do it in your test and exams. Okay, so you'll have plus x squared, and then you're going to have so it's this and that you multiplied, then you'll have x times 3y, you'll have 3xy as your answer, and then you'll have what, x times 7. X times 7 is going to be 7x, and then so this is going to be your final answer, because you can add all this, so there are no like terms, so you can add. Okay, and then similarly you'll have negative 3 times negative 5y. You multiply the signs, negative and negative will give you positive. 3 times 5y is 15y, and then you've got minus positive 15y, and then you'll have negative 3 times x is going to be negative 3x. We are happy with that. Negative 3 times negative 3, negative and negative will give you positive, and 3 times 3 will give you 9, and then there you are, you have your answer. Okay, so similarly we'll have the last one, which is the same thing. Negative 2 times 4x is going to be negative 8x. Negative 2 times negative 5 is going to be 10. Okay, negative 2 times negative 7x squared is going to be positive 14x squared. So even here, this is going to be our final answer, because there are no like terms. Okay, so this is basically how we do monomials and binomials, and monomials and trinomials. Okay, if you found this video to be useful, please subscribe and tell your friends about it, and let's meet in the next class. Okay, thanks.